welcome back to some Steven Sausage Roll. I'm Dear Darling, and let's have a good time sausage roll, as we have very few levels actually left to do in this world. We have Dead End, which I'm convinced is the final level we have to do, because we need to do some meta world shenanigans. We have whatever this one is, I forgot, but I do vaguely remember, and we have, I forgot what the other one's called. Crater? I think it's called Crater. Now, this one I'm not too worried about, because I'm pretty sure we actually got really close to solving it last time. I just sort of ran out of time. I remember we got all the sausages across and our fork across, but I just couldn't figure out how to cook the sausages, which we'll try and figure out now. And I remember the general premise is you basically had to ride on top of the sausages with one of the sausages carrying the fork, like having it pierced into the sausage, because you cannot be holding a fork to get across here. But apart from that, I don't remember any. Oh, I remember how we do it. We like stack it up on there. How do we do that again? I just remember we had to stack a load of sausages on top of each other in a very specific pattern, but I don't exactly recall the pattern. I think it's something like this, isn't it? And then we get down here, like this, I think. So yeah, as I say, I'm not particularly worried about this level. This level I think is going to be not easy peasy, but I think, oh gosh, I think we've already done most of the hard work, to be honest. I think the hardest part of it is already done from our end. We just need to actually put the final pieces together. I think the hard one is absolutely going to be the crater one, because I have essentially no idea what to do on that level yet. And something about it still eludes me. That's not how I want it. We want it like this. I forgot exactly, because I remember it was a little bit counterintuitive, where I thought I needed to stack them up one way, but I had to actually do it another way. And it was something about it being almost, I honestly cannot recall, but we'll basically experiment, because we'll find out the way. Oh yeah, I remember. It was, no, I don't remember. Either way, we've definitely done it wrong, because I feel like I remember I had to walk on the sausage in front of me and push it off. Which would mean I needed to have this rearranged differently, didn't I? It means I need to have it as, I think I need to have it arranged like this. Like a staircase. Okay, I feel like I do remember doing this. Like arranging it in a staircase pattern. I should have probably watched my actual... Oh no, we can't do it like that. Probably should have actually watched... Excuse my phone just buzzing. Should have probably watched my video to actually check how I did it, but it's fine. It was something like this. It was like this, right? And then we go on here, we walk off it, we roll like this, and then we push the sausage off. It's something like that. We push a fork off, and then we're like, ooh. That's not right, isn't it? Because we can't actually get back onto our platform yet, can we? So it's slightly wrong. It either needs to be one further down or one further up. And we can make it one further down, so... No, it needs to be... Wait, what? You know, one further down's fine, because it's a middle sausage will come down here, and we'll be able to roll off a middle sausage to where we need to go. Okay, yes. I do remember this level. I do remember it. It has been a very long time since we've even tried this level. And then we need to... And then we need to actually start being a bit more careful, because that's like part one, is basically separating yourself on the fork and getting all the sausages down, and then we roll them across. But now we need to actually start thinking ahead a little bit, or possibly thinking ahead, or at least sort of planning what we're going to do, because I'm not exactly sure how we're going to cook the sausages for now. Because I remember, I don't remember why, but I remember it was difficult for us to cook the sausages somehow using the fork, but I can't remember what about it made it so difficult is a problem. We do know for sure. Well, actually, okay, sorry, too many thoughts going on. The first thing I was going to say is that we do need to make sure we poke the fork into one of the sausages to roll across. And then I was like, do we actually need to? I mean, I was like, yes, because we can't carry it. I forgot we can't navigate around the trees if we don't do that. Does it matter which sausage we poke it into? I'm not sure. How do we want to cook? We want to cook such that they... Sorry, let me get my shift tab so you can see my mouse. We want to get... So they're going to roll across here. We've got that piece out. Okay, so the sausages are going to be at minimum here, here, and here. So one of them's already going to be cooked. And how do we want to cook them? We want to obviously get them... Oh, okay, we could just push them from the bottom up here and flip them over. Oh yeah, and that's... I talked about these platforms being here, so which we could walk across, right? I feel like I vaguely remember talking about that. How do we get back? We get back by pushing the sausages up here so we can walk across here or something? That seems reasonable. So for every sausage, we want the sausage to come here, push it up here and roll it across. We need to do that 3 times. Do we need to be carrying a fork for that? Yes, because we need to... Oh no, actually, hold on. Okay, I was going to say yes because we need to stand here with a fork to actually rotate to the right to actually push it across, but that's not true. We could actually go up here and walk on top of that. I forgot about that. So where do we want the fork to be? Maybe we don't even take a fork over. Okay, let's start by not even taking the fork over. I can't exactly tell where we need the fork, to be honest. So maybe that is, you know, where this, you know, problem lies. That's why it's called skeleton, because we're like nothing without a fork. I know, I was saying like this, we could, instead of using a fork, we can actually roll the sausage like that to cook it. And in fact, that's how we're going to roll all the sausages now I look at it. Because we have no other methodology. We just do this thrice. And we can cook the sausage like this. Now the question is, of course, how do we get back? And I see. We can't. Okay, so we have to have a fork at this point because we'd probably have to cook this sausage using a fork. So okay, that probably answers the question of where we put the fork. We put it in the last sausage. And I feel like it's coming back to me. I feel like that's the problem I had when I was doing this the first time. Is I think I didn't put it in the I think I put it in the first sausage if I recall, which made it difficult to actually do anything with. Somehow, I don't remember why it made it difficult, but it just did. Oh, probably because we got that happened. We got the fork too early. You know, I think that's what happened. Like I got the fork too early, and thus with a fork, it's actually quite difficult to cook these first 2 sausages because you don't have enough room or something. Okay, so, you know, sort of by pure luck, I ended up getting the solution this time round a lot more directly. Sometimes that's what happens. It's why taking a break is so good in puzzle games, is sometimes you can just stumble across the proper answer when you least expect it. So we want to pick this up now. No, we don't. Hold on, how do we want to do this? We just want to get disconnected from it first, I believe. I don't think that matters that rolls like that. So I think we want to pierce it like this. We cook it like, oh gosh. Like this. We sneak our way through. Like this. Cook it on that side. Push it up and roll across. Like that. How do we get backwards though? We had to... Oh, I see. We had to, Do I see? We kind of... We need it to sort of, like, jam itself in place. Don't we? we need to push this one across somehow. No, not somehow. Like this. And then we do this. And now they're locked in place. And now they can't roll. So now we can actually use this as a bridge back. Okay, I see. Interesting. That actually ended up being a lot more interesting towards the end than I expected. I guess it's I would say it's a little unsatisfying that the solution hinged on putting a fork in the last one, but I guess that makes sense. I guess it wasn't meant to be a key part of the problem, it just ended up being one. Okay, crater. Now, I remember this one, there was not a lot going on. There was stuff going on where basically the general premise I had, it was at some point we're meant to roll across the sausage, and then we're meant to disconnect ourselves from a fork, and then we're meant to cook a sausage on the other sausage on this. But, here's the problem. How do we do any of that? And I don't really know the answer as I quickly check my phone just to see the message, and it's okay. Don't need to reply to that. I don't know exactly what to do. There's a few things I remember pointing out, like the fact that we have 3 ladders is very strange. The fact that we have this ladder here, we can climb from the ground, which I'm not sure when we're going to use, but we need to use. But this one, we can only climb from on top of a sausage, which seems relevant. This one is just a sort of a general one to go up and down with. Also note that we have this thing here for no reason, as far as I can tell, but somehow it's going to play a key part of the puzzle, because that's kind of like how this game is. And then we've got these things here which basically sort of block us from having a fork around here. Not sure what it's actually blocking though, from what I recall. Because I don't think having a fork here helps us really do anything. Oh, I'm starting to remember another problem we had is I don't actually know how to cook anything. No, not I don't know how to cook. I do know how to cook. I don't know how to cook anything on these grills. Because it seems like it's set up such that we push the grill over here so it cooks both on one side. Then somehow we need to get to the right of it and push it to the left to flip it over. And then I said, okay, now it's coming back to me. We could do that, and then we could ride that top sausage down here, walk across this path, and then walk on top of that sausage if we manage to ditch the fork here, and then we'll walk on top of that sausage, flip it over, and cook it. Now, of course, now I'm saying that out loud, that sounds utterly ridiculous, because I have no idea how we're going to ditch the fork here. Because I do vaguely remember that we could ditch the fork, but the only way we could ditch it would be, it'd be on top of here, but we can't push any fork off, from what I recall. So that makes it quite difficult. What can we do? Because the only way we can ditch a fork that I can currently see is we have to do it. We have to do it like this. We have to be facing this way. We have to walk backwards, and it has to be on here. But then from here, we can't actually push a fork anywhere. We can push it off, obviously, but the only other thing we can do is we can climb up and regain a fork. So I'm not convinced by my solution, but I can't see how else we do it. I don't know. Okay, a useful thing to do, obviously. Take a step back. Imagine we had no restrictions over where we could place the sausages and like disconnect ourselves on forks and anything. How would we ever cook a sausage on this stuff? Like, the only way I can see would be to roll on top of it, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to be possible because I can't figure out how to disconnect the fork and put it on one of these grills. Because not only would we have to do that, we'd have to make sure the fork is we can get it back. So the only way that would be possible is if it was on here facing that way, or it was on here facing this way. But the thing is, we can't disconnect the fork any other way except via this drop here to the left. Which seems wrong, doesn't it? Like, So alternatively, either this entire line of thinking is wrong, which is very possible, but also, imagine it wasn't wrong. You know, we're going to try and prove by contradiction. We're going to try and exhaust all the possibilities for it to be wrong. How else could we get the fork there? Okay, first thing, most obvious thing is can we disconnect the fork from anywhere else? Well, theoretically we could, because these are all 2 high drops. We just had to get one of the vertical sausages over here, and we'd have to be able to be riding it. So that means we'd have to get one of the other vertical sausage, say, because that vertical sausage on the left, I don't think is movable. Like, I mean, okay, if this was only 1 grill long, I suppose we could walk across and grab it, but we can't, because it's not. It's 2 grills long. We can't get to the left side of it. The only way we can move it is by walking on top of it. So it can't be that sausage. It would have to be the right sausage. And where could we put it that would be useful? Well, if we put it here, we disconnected it here. Oh, that's also an interesting point. We can only ever disconnect a fork facing left. We can never do it facing right or upwards. That's actually quite damning, isn't it, for this potential solution? Because if that means we'd have to figure out how to rotate the fork, which means we'd have to figure out how to push it off onto a sausage while also carrying a sausage on our head, or push it off onto our head, that seems too complicated. That seems way too complicated for this solution. Unless there's a really nice and easy way to do it, which there might be, but I can't immediately see it. So I'm willing to say that probably, at least for now, I think we need to put a cork in that solution, the solution of ditching a fork on one of these grills, because I can't see how that would be possible. And it also ignores so many other mechanics of this level, like this part here. Like, it doesn't really utilise. It's not really stopped by the fact that these brown blocks exist, I suppose. Doesn't really utilise this second ladder. By the way, I'm calling the ladder. This one on my left is 1. This one here is 2. And the other one is 3. I guess this one could be 4, but, you know, no one cares about that ladder. Sorry. I cannot, in good conscience, believe that's the solution. Because that's so... For one, that's so involved, and 2, that looks really impossible. So how else can we even cook a sausage in? Because this is what you want to do. You know, you want to be like, cook. And then somehow flip it over. I mean, I guess we could do it the other way around, but I don't know if that's any better, to be honest. Maybe it is a little better, because at the very least, trying to cook it here means that this path here is at least useful, because you can push the sausage up like that. Then you can do this, you can do that. But again, this seems even harder to do, because you can't pull the sausage. You can't, like... Well, actually, wait, you could. No, you can't. Well, I mean, okay, if there was a block, like, at the tip of that sausage over there, we could push this up into it, and then we'd grab a fork, we'd walk backwards, and then we'd be able to... Well, I guess if we pierce the sausage, we could walk back like that. I can't figure out how we'd do that. And that's also pretty difficult, because if we pierce the sausage, then we're stuck with the sausage being pierced vertically. You can't get the sausage off if you pierce it vertically. Which is... I mean, now I mention it, that mechanic hasn't been a level solution in any level thus far, right? And it would be certainly quite remiss of this game to not include it as a level solution somewhere. So could it be the solution to this level? I don't know how... No, because, I mean, I guess we could pierce it vertically somewhere else. But then that sort of doesn't solve a problem, because then we'd just be pushing a sausage, wouldn't it? We kind of need to, like, pierce it here. Which seems a little bit difficult. I'm not really sure how we do that. So it's either we cook a sausage that way. It's just something I'm missing, because I cannot see another way to cook a sausage. If we cannot walk on top of it to roll it, then we either have to, from this position, be able to flip it over once to the left, which only seems doable by rolling, or by perhaps... Oh, that's it. I cannot see another way. Or we'd have to somehow pull it downwards, but to do that we'd have to pierce the sausage. But we can't pierce the sausage here because there's nothing above it. And also, neither of these solutions use the world mechanic of disconnecting yourself from a fork, unless it does somehow. Like, if we wanted to flip that sausage to the left, maybe we could disconnect the fork and... Oh, what if we disconnected the fork in the sausage? Hold on. Imagine that sausage there had a fork in it, like... Wait, I can't rotate in right angle. Like, the sausage was here on that part. We'd walk forward and we'd immediately walk backwards. Oh no, we need to flip the sausage, don't we? Oh, that doesn't work. Because that would pull the sausage across. Oh, don't do it that way. Wait, maybe... Okay, we can do it this way round. Oh. Wait, how do we do that? Is that doable? We need to pierce the sausage vertically. Wait, hold on, no. We need to pierce the sausage vertically, disconnect ourselves from the fork. Push it here, roll it across here, which is it's coming together, which is why these brown blocks are here, to sort of guide you to be like, you can't have a fork while doing it, which is why this, oh, that's why there's a jutting out bit at the bottom here. That's how we pierce it vertically. And you might be like, what? Because if that wasn't here, we couldn't walk backwards to do this. Okay, so obviously the next thing we had to do is we had to disconnect ourselves from the sausage. And the only way we can do it is like this. Okay. Okay. So now we just push it off? No, because we can't get it off a wall anymore now. We could have done it like this, right? Now we can carry the sausage on our head. I don't know why that's relevant, but... What am I trying to do? I'm trying to put the sausage down here. So we need it to... We need it to roll off like this. One step to the right, so then we can roll on this sausage off of it. I can't figure out how to do that though. This is obviously not the solution because I'm just doing the same thing over and over. What? I can't figure out what I'm doing. Which way round do I want the sausage? I basically want it put down here, and we need to be to the left of it, don't we? Well, actually, it needs to be rotated that way. So, how would I do that? No, that's not necessarily true, is it? We just need to push it off, don't we? And then we just need to push it down and then it'll be fine. Yeah, okay, so... Wait, I think I'm overcomplicating this. No, hold on. Wait. Does this make a difference? Is one of these possible, one of these is not? Because I don't think we've climbed back up with a sausage this way round. What am I doing? I feel like we're missing weirdly the middle bit of this entire thing, huh? Oh, I've got some Discord messages which I'll need to respond to in a bit, but that can wait because I'm trying to work out Stephen's sausage roll here. What do I need to do? I need it to be like, I need it to be there, but I need to be on the left of a sausage. I cannot figure out what to do. I need to be on the left of a sausage. Maybe I am meant to disconnect it like this. Because that feels a lot more hopeful, despite the fact it's wrong. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And now... Wait, we're almost there. I think we're almost there. No, but that sausage is now... Oh! And that's what this gap is here for again. Not only do we use it to pierce the sausage, it can now hold that sausage. Right, okay. And then we can go up here. Push it out of the way. So it's a double purpose gap, that gap. And now we can pull the sausage back. Now, okay, I was just going to be like, here's a question. Can we walk onto that the ending point while we still carry a sausage? And the answer is yes, which is an interesting thing, which we might need to note for future levels. Now that sausage is probably going to become available, and I bet you we can put that sausage in that little gap there, and then we start the level, and then, I don't know, it's going to be like, whoa, it's a different type of sausage or something, or I don't know, but it turns out there's like a grill on the underside of that little thing there. But I think we'll save that for next episode. Whatever exciting discovery awaits us here in Dead End. However we get to Dead End, I honestly can't recall. That was an interesting level. That was a very interesting level. Mainly because that's the first time we've ever had to, first time we've ever had to pierce a sausage vertically, and it's actually been useful, I think, because it shows, I suppose, the sort of downsides of the way I think about these sort of games, as I tend to simplify. And very early on I was like, there's no point in piercing things vertically because we can never get the sausage off again. But there we go, it subverted my expectations, and it actually was the key to the level. Wow, that was weird. That's so incredibly strange. Sometimes you really just got to take a step back. But anyway, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Stephen Sausage Roll. I've been Dear Darling. Any likes, comments, description, shares, I greatly appreciate it. Join me Dear Darling Discord. Follow me on Twitter down below. Hope we see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.